Imagine a world cleaved in two, not by rivers or mountains, but by the unyielding force of ideology. Democracy versus communism, locked in a silent yet ever-present struggle. The United States and the Soviet Union, the world's two dominant superpowers, each championing a fundamentally different vision for the future. They were locked in a tense standoff, a precarious balance of power, known as the Cold War. There were no direct battles, no armies clashing on open fields. Instead, it was a relentless competition, a silent war waged in every arena imaginable. From sports, where victories became symbolic triumphs, to culture, where ideologies battled for hearts and minds, and soon to the vast, unexplored cosmos. In the 1950s, this intense rivalry reached for the stars, quite literally. Space became the ultimate stage, a new frontier. It was the perfect arena for proving which system, democracy or communism, would ultimately lead humanity into the future. Planting a flag on the moon wasn't just about scientific exploration and discovery. It was a powerful symbol of prestige, a demonstration of technological prowess, and a bid for global power. The seeds of this extraordinary contest were sown in the aftermath of World War II as both nations raced to recruit the brilliant but morally compromised German rocket scientists. They sought to acquire their advanced V-2 rocket technology, the foundation for future space programs. Werner von Braun, the former architect of Nazi Germany's rocket program, now found himself working for America, helping to build their space program from the ground up. Meanwhile, in the shadows, Sergei Korolev, the USSR's brilliant and secretive genius, led the Soviet charge, pushing the boundaries of rocketry in pursuit of cosmic dominance. The space race was born not from pure scientific curiosity or a shared desire for knowledge, but from fear and ambition, a relentless drive to prove superiority. It was not solely driven by pure scientific curiosity. Each side was gripped by the fear that the other would seize control of the ultimate high ground, space itself. The vast universe became a new and potentially terrifying battlefield, echoing with the echoes of human rivalry and geopolitical tension. The quest for the cosmos was inextricably linked, inseparable from the simmering political turmoil and ideological clashes here on Earth. It was a grand, ambitious, and undeniably dangerous game, watched with bated breath by the entire planet, a global audience captivated by the unfolding drama. The stakes were incredibly high. Global influence on a scale never before imagined, technological dominance that could reshape the world order, and the very future of humanity, poised on the brink of a new era of space exploration. The Cold War's invisible line, once confined to Earth, now stretched far beyond, reaching into the infinite expanse of the stars. The world held its breath, gripped by a mixture of excitement and anxiety as towering rockets stood poised on launch pads, prepared to pierce the heavens. The space race was officially on, even before a single rocket had successfully escaped Earth's atmosphere. The extraordinary drama of human ingenuity, ambition, and rivalry was about to unfold on a scale as vast and awe-inspiring as the cosmos itself. And the whole world, united in a moment of shared anticipation, was watching, waiting to see who would reach the stars first. Let's meet the contenders in this high-stakes space race, two superpowers locked in a battle of ideologies, each vying for dominance on Earth and beyond. The United States, open, democratic, a land of opportunity and individual freedoms. Its space program was public, transparent, and its astronauts were national heroes, celebrated for their bravery and skill. Every launch, every failure, broadcast live, a testament to the nation's commitment to openness. A showcase of democracy in action for the world to witness. The USSR, secretive, centralized, a communist state built on collective effort and unwavering loyalty. Its space program was run by the military, shrouded in secrecy and driven by national pride. Their chief designer, Sergei Korolev, was a mystery even to his own people, his identity concealed for the sake of national security. Soviet triumphs were revealed only after success, as proof of communism's superiority, a symbol of their technological prowess. America's approach was methodical, public, and slow debated in Congress, built by private industry, subject to scrutiny and public debate. The Soviets were nimble, daring, and driven by the will of the state, unburdened by bureaucracy and dissent. This difference gave the USSR an early lead. It was a race between two giants, one open and steady, the other secretive and swift. More than rockets, it was a battle for the soul of the 20th century, a contest to define the future of humanity. Each side saw the other as an existential threat, a force that must be contained or overcome. The stakes couldn't have been higher, with the shadow of nuclear annihilation looming large. October 4, 1957, a seemingly ordinary day that would forever be etched in the annals of history. The Soviet Union, with a bold and unprecedented move, launched Sputnik 1, marking a pivotal moment in the Cold War and the dawn of the space age. This wasn't a colossal spaceship, but a relatively small metal sphere ingeniously designed to transmit a simple yet profound signal into orbit. Its faint yet unmistakable beep echoed across the globe, a technological whisper that carried the weight of a new era. It was a signal anyone could hear, regardless of language or location, a universal announcement of Soviet achievement. America was stunned, caught off guard by this audacious display of Soviet technological prowess. The unthinkable had happened. The Soviets had put the first artificial satellite in space, a feat previously considered within America's grasp. The beeping wasn't just a technical feat, it was a symbol, a stark reminder of a potential shift in global power. It was a blow to American pride, a challenge to its perceived technological superiority, and a wake-up call to action. If the Soviets could launch a satellite, orbiting the Earth with ease, what other technological advancements, perhaps with military applications, could they achieve? The Sputnik crisis gripped the U.S., igniting a national debate about education, defense, and the future of American innovation. This crisis fueled fear and urgency, pushing the nation to reevaluate its priorities and invest in its future. Headlines screamed, reflecting the widespread anxiety and the demand for immediate solutions. Politicians demanded action, calling for increased funding for scientific research and a renewed focus on education. And with that, the space race officially began a competition that would push the boundaries of human ingenuity and reshape the world. America found itself already behind, playing catch-up in a race with profound implications. Sputnik's impact went far beyond politics, permeating every aspect of American society. The U.S. poured billions into science and math education, recognizing the critical need to cultivate a new generation of scientists and engineers. The nation was determined to catch up, to surpass the Soviets, and to reclaim its position as a global leader in science and technology. The National Defense Education Act, a landmark piece of legislation, transformed schools and universities, modernizing curricula and expanding access to higher education. A generation was inspired to become scientists and engineers, driven by a sense of national purpose and a desire to contribute to the space race. That little beeping sphere, a symbol of Soviet ingenuity, sparked a revolution in American innovation, unleashing a wave of creativity and technological advancement. The space race was now a national obsession, captivating the public imagination and driving unprecedented investment in scientific research. The world would never look at the night sky the same way again, forever aware of humanity's reach beyond the confines of our planet. America's first satellite attempt, Vanguard, exploded on live TV, humiliating and galvanizing. Wernher von Braun's team quickly launched Explorer 1, making a key scientific discovery, the Van Allen radiation belts. In 1958, NASA was born, uniting military and civilian space efforts. Project Mercury aimed to put a man in orbit. The Mercury 7 became instant icons. The Gemini program followed, mastering spacewalking and rendezvous crucial for a moon mission. America was finally running at full speed. The race was far from over. The Soviets kept sprinting ahead. Sputnik 2 carried Laika, the first animal in orbit. In 1961, Yuri Gagarin became the first human in space, an instant global hero. The U.S. suffered another Sputnik moment. The Soviets launched the first woman, Valentina Tereshkova, and the first multi-person crew. In 1965, Alexei Leonov performed the first spacewalk. Each achievement was a propaganda victory, announced only after success. The U.S. was open and public, the Soviets secretive and seemingly unstoppable. The pressure on America and President Kennedy was immense. The world watched as the Soviets painted the heavens red. The U.S. needed a bold response. The stakes had never been higher. The space race stirred both fear and awe. Rockets that reached orbit could also deliver nuclear warheads. School children practiced duck and cover drills. The threat felt real. Yet, space also inspired wonder images of Earth from orbit, astronauts floating in zero gravity. The world was united in suspense and pride with every launch. Astronauts and cosmonauts became global icons. The space race forced humanity to look up, dream bigger, and see our planet anew. Fear and hope propelled us into the cosmos. President Kennedy set a bold goal: land a man on the moon before the decade's end. The Apollo program was born an unprecedented national effort. 400,000 people worked to invent the technology needed. Tragedy struck with the Apollo 1 fire, but the program pressed on. Apollo 8 circled the moon, sending back the iconic Earthrise photo. On July 20, 1969, the world watched as Apollo 11's Eagle landed on the moon. Neil Armstrong's words, "The Eagle has landed," echoed across the globe. He stepped onto the lunar surface. That's one small step for a man, one giant leap for mankind. The U.S. had won the race to the moon. The achievement was broadcast to 650 million people. It was a triumph of technology, courage, and vision. The space race's greatest prize was claimed. Humanity had touched another world. The impossible had become reality. The moon landing was the space race's climax. America's victory fulfilled Kennedy's promise. 5 more Apollo missions followed. The Soviets, after failed moon rocket attempts, shifted to building space stations Salyut and later Mir. The Cold War thawed, and cooperation replaced rivalry. In 1975, the Apollo-Soyuz mission saw American and Soviet crews shake hands in orbit. It was a powerful symbol, former adversaries working together in space. The space race was over. A new era of international collaboration had begun. The competition had given way to partnership. The cosmos was no longer a battlefield, but a shared frontier. The space race's legacy is everywhere. The push to the moon sparked revolutions in computing, materials, and medicine. Technologies from Apollo microchips, fire-resistant fabrics, medical monitors shape our lives today. But the greatest legacy is perspective. Photos like Earthrise showed our planet as a fragile oasis, fueling the environmental movement. The space race inspired generations to dream, explore, and believe in the impossible. It united humanity, if only for a moment, in wonder. Today's space missions stand on the shoulders of those pioneers. The drive to explore is among our noblest qualities. Our destiny lies not just on Earth, but among the stars.